Victory Monday. Not a Victory Monday.
No.
Well, says you.
Fair enough.
Definitely a hangover condition this week. I don't know about you guys. Daylight savings time, 24-hour. Had a great time. I'm exhausted.
Did all of you remember about daylight savings, or did you rely on your devices like Marcus?
When I
It
woke
took
up
me,
in my
it took me about till like 8 p.m. last night to realize that everything was about an hour off.
I realized that when I woke up Sunday morning and my phone said 10:30, and I was like, how did I sleep so late?
Pretty much.
I would have just assumed it was a hangover.
Me too.
Yeah, it
Now,
was. I mean,
unfortunately, wifey made plans to go see a friend, so I was way earlier than I wanted to be. But it is what it is.
24-hour was a massive success, though, as you can tell by our raspy voices and our complete lack of energy this morning.
Oh, facts.
I
Are
think
we
we all
on?
had a good time. You know, a couple of good surprises. Kenny Cooper always coming through, which is nice. Logan Farrington showing up randomly was a great surprise.
Yeah, big dog. Yeah,
Big dog coming through.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
that was
Yeah.
good
The
to
weather
see
didn't
him.
dampen things too much. You know, we almost lost the tent in the middle of the night, but that
Again, second
that
year in a row.
aside, yeah,
We will rebuild.
yeah, we
will
rebuilt.
survive.
No, for sure. Technically, Hubert's the only non-mattress queen here who stayed and slept on the ground like a champ. We appreciate that.
Hey, I was on the property, okay? I was on the parking lot property. I was within 100 yards of the tailgate the whole time, okay?
Yeah, fair enough. You could see the tailgate from your house. Is that one of them Sarah Palin type joints?
Exactly.
I just want to brag that I was there for all 24 hours.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You're the only, you're a trooper, and we appreciate it. But it turned out great. The weather held up just long enough to get us through the first 6-7 hours of it. The
Which
players
was the
came
best
out.
part.
Yeah, for sure. And the food was great. So shout out to Matt and Austin, who couldn't be there but made sure everything went through. So the food was fantastic.
And Jenny too, out there with her flip flops, getting everything ready in the morning.
For sure. Yeah. We appreciate everyone's support. It is a team effort, as we all know. It's a lot of work. It's free volunteer work, but it still is work.
Some quick post 24-hour stats. We posted them on the Twitter account, but 45 pounds of meat, 50 gallons of beer, 100 plus Jello shots, 4 bottles of liquor.
I believe it was
Malort. I don't know if you
Jello shots.
No, there was more than 60.
No,
160.
160. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we got through more than 60, but we made the good, the old college try, as they say. So it was a great time. The tent held up, the weather held up. The Logan came out early. I'm assuming he was on his way to the stadium and stopped by, and we really appreciate that.
I don't know. That was pretty early. They don't have to report until like 5:30.
Yeah, I thought it was weird too. I was like, man,
I did see Petter Moose at Lemma. That was kind of fun.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Couldn't get him over a tailgate. Moose tracks.
They messed up his drink. I didn't want to bother him.
You didn't speak Croatian? Like, I'm confused.
Shout out to the Chicago people that came out and
for sure. I mean, screw Chicago, but yeah, thanks for coming out.
Section 8.
I'm still like regurgitating Malort. It's disgusting. Please don't.
By the way, about that, I got home. I didn't unpack anything that night. I pulled some stuff out in the morning though, and the bottle of Malort was in my trunk.
Oh.
Wait, they didn't take it with them? Of course not. Why?
I mean, there's like a shot and a half left, but it was in my car, and I don't know why.
You know why.
Anyway,
but yeah,
it sounds like a message was sent.
Fair enough.
Threat.
They came. Yeah, you're gonna end up in the Lake Michigan. Is that one?
Sounds like that's enough for a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, but no, it was great. It was great that they came. They brought the trophy dented, and they left with it. And we'll get back to why they left with it later on. But yeah, I think a resounding A- for the 24-hour tailgate, and the only thing holding it back is something we can't control, and we just keep it moving. The food was great. Everyone came together. All the groups came together, and yeah, it was great. So I want to thank everyone who helped put it together. I want to thank everyone who came by, and
everybody that brought gifts too. We had cookies, we had cupcakes, we had all sorts of stuff that were dropped. There was a bottle of tequila left there. I don't know who that belonged to. I think that might have been a couple of third degree folks, but
Yeah.
Super shout out to the Girl Scouts who came through and sold cookies to everybody.
Actually.
Yes. Super shout out to capitalism. Get a bunch of drunk people and be like, hey, I got something to sell. I mean, love the girls.
We love entrepreneurship.
Oh no, for sure. I bought six boxes. Yeah. So
there was somebody who bought 12.
Oh,
I got shook down for a bunch of boxes too.
Yeah. My pockets aren't that deep. I did what I could, but yeah, no. 24-hour. I think we'll go around. We'll have Bailey go first, our guest, the IAC president, who happens, or luckily for us, happens to be a member of our supporters group here at Dallas Bear Guardians. So if you could just introduce yourself and tell us how you thought 24-hour went.
Yeah, so hi to those who don't know me. I'm Bailey Brown. I'm a director for DBG, but I also run ISC Independent Supporters Council. I thought that was a great 24-hour tailgate. Just kind of, for all the ones throughout the years. I feel like we always get the crappiest of weather for our opening game, no matter what. I know that a lot of us were really hoping for nice weather since we had pushed it back a couple of weeks, or I guess we didn't, but the way it kind of landed. But I think for, the weather, I think that's the best that we could have asked for. Everybody came together, had smiles on their faces, had a great time. It was nothing but positive vibes the entire night. So it was great to see all of the Dallas groups together. It was great to see Section 8 come through, Section 8 Chicago, and just celebrate what is the most historic supporters rivalry trophy in MLS. So yeah, it was a great time.
With one of the originals. I actually think MLS needs to come up with a way where the originals always play each other, but I don't know if that's going to be possible with East West.
They should bring back the Central Division is what we really need to do.
No, the geriatric division.
Fair enough. Whenever we get to like 52 teams, let's give Garber like 5 more years, and then there'll be a.
Do we get a homestead exemption tax break at 65?
Something like that. Yeah.
So.
Well, we'll ask Portland. They're almost there.
If we merge with Liga MX, which is what I want them to do, they'll get to 40 easily. Like that's another 20 teams. Well, no. How much is the Liga? Like 18, right?
I don't even remember off the top of my head. I'll be honest.
17 or 18, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll confirm for you in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to 50 easy. So, but no, 24 hours great. So, so we're gonna get into the women's team, the local women's team here, USL Super League. Dallas Trinity played on Sunday, so that was great. It was 6-0. Dennis is going to give us a rundown here of all the goals scored. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. Hubert actually went. He actually got up on a Sunday after that bedlam that we had and went to the game. So if you want to give us a quick recap, Hubert.
Yeah, well, first
we're going to call this. We're going to call this segment Trinity Corners.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh my gosh!
If it wasn't for copyright, I'll be playing Golden Girls right now. But
beautiful.
But yeah, go ahead, Hubert.
There are 18 Liga MX teams. Just looked it up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So you're spot on. No, the Trinity game was great.
Wait, you think one more thing. This went almost semi-viral for us. I need you to do this on your chest one more time. There you go.
Is it provocative?
Yeah, Bailey, that's you right there. That's what you're gonna do. That's clip right there. All right, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you'd think there'd be more to talk about after a 6-0 win, but I think just the team capitalized on mistakes and just kept out running them on the sidelines, taking the right shots. I actually think Brooklyn were unlucky to not get some goals. There were a lot of little mistakes that Trinity made. Weirdly played passes that got intercepted, or there was a couple of times where there was a back pass to the keeper that ended up going out for a corner. Stuff like that. That was kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, the team capitalized on every mistake and punished them. It was cool to see Lexi score again. Dallas Trinity brought in a couple of samba groups, which was interesting for the atmosphere, but they coordinated with the supporters really well. We got some chanting stuff going. Nice. We got the Fire Nico chant going, which was, real positive for Dallas sports.
Hey, what's funny? It's some of the best free press we've gotten. Like every local newspaper has covered this. I love it. Go ahead.
And by the way, at the Dallas Trinity game, it was the loudest chant of the night. So, for better or for worse.
At medieval times this weekend, apparently, too.
Really?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
But
yeah, so Dallas Trinity game, good attacking.
Fort Worth Rodeo, do your thing.
Yeah, good capitalizing on mistakes. We talk about gimme goals and stuff like that, but if you're going to score goals that the other team gives you, you've got to be in the position to take advantage of them. Yeah. And I think Trinity did that the whole game. Not much else to say other than a good, relatively complete performance with a few little defensive mistakes here and there that we were not punished for. Also,
Wow.
our wings are fast,
That's
and
right.
it is fun to watch.
Wow, they're number one in the table right now, so it's not like it's an easy team. We
Oh, yeah.
actually did what we needed to do.
They were on an
Okay.
8-game winning streak, I think, Brooklyn.
Oh,
That is a solid statement victory.
well, the Cotton Bowl is a fortress.
Yeah, well, and by the way, I think the lineup changed for like the third time in a row for
Our
Dallas
lineup?
Trinity. Yeah,
Really?
so
Yeah,
like
lots of movement going on in the league. I know they got some new blood in there too. I mean, again, new league, small league, so you're gonna have a lot of movement in the table just because there's so many teams. But it was
I
very.
think they had 2 or 3 players make the debut, so that's a pretty impressive win for having debuts.
Yeah,
It was great to see Amber Brooks back in the midfield again.
Oh, it was so good. And by the way, she was doing what she did, taking some people out, taking names. Yeah.
No, she's a tank back there in the midfield.
Yeah. So we recommend we're also as well as FC Dallas. We're also supporters group for Dallas Trinity. So we want everyone, if you can, check out the schedule and check out a game. It's pretty awesome. We will hold the tailgate there at some point. I don't know. We have to check the schedule.
Well, even if we're not hosting one there, community has provided beers for a pregame tailgate a couple of hours before the game. Come on out, hang out with any other supporters that are there. It's good. Let's go.
Yeah. So never mind the bad cord management over here.
Drop the community plug.
Yeah, for sure. No, community's awesome. They've been a great partner to us for the last 2 years, and hope we'll see how long that can continue. But yeah, so go Dallas Trinity, great game, great win. When's their next one?
March no, April 2nd or something like that. I don't remember. Next home game, you meant, I'm assuming.
Yep, they're on the road for the next 2 games. I got the schedule pulled up.
Go ahead.
Hold on. We got them on the road for the next 2 games. They are going to be at Lexington and then at Brooklyn Saturday and then Wednesday. And then they're on the road again March 29th for Carolina. And then we finally come home April 2nd. We've got DC Power at home at 7 p.m. on April 2nd.
Get there at 5 and tailgate with us, even though it's a Wednesday.
Oh, it's the Wednesday game?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you guys know my schedule. Can't make those, but yes, we will definitely hit up a few games this season.
I'll be there, friends.
Oh, for sure.
I will say this, thank you for being our friend.
Yes.
Thank you for being a friend.
We got to cut that out now.
Oh, God. Now we're going to end this. But if you don't, if you sing it, it's weird. If you put the recording, yes. But all right. So
I know it's a couple of weeks off, but the April 19th home game, I believe, for Trinity should be a big showing for Dallas Guardians because FC Dallas is away, Trinity's home, so it should be a good time.
It's a 4:00 game too. We could all we could probably march right over to community afterwards and
watch the game. Sounds like a plan. All right, which game was that?
April 19th.
April 19th. You guys have fun. I will probably be in Tokyo having raw tuna then, but for the rest of you guys, enjoy.
There's a joke to be made there, but Don will get
that. No, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. But anyway, so from the good news and the triumph of the Trinity, putting 6 on them, that's awesome. I'm actually sad I wasn't there for that. We have to come back home, so to speak, to the home opener for FC Dallas, and
the tailgate was better than the game.
So my segment's over. I'm out.
So, it's, to be honest, I'm gonna let Bailey go first. That's our guest. How do you see the game went, Bailey?
I think there's a lot of positives to take away from the first 80 minutes. And I think there's a lot that needs to, I guess, can be learned, growth mindset from the last 15, right? I think we saw some really good speed. I think we saw a lot of pressing that we haven't seen in the past couple of years, which is exciting to watch. But I think our defense needs a lot of work. There's a lot of through balls that are literally getting through that shouldn't, right? Chicago missed out on a lot of opportunities, didn't capitalize in the beginning on a lot of stuff. That was our defense's fault. But I think we're seeing some positives early on. New coach. I'm still excited. I'm not losing hope yet.
See, ladies and gentlemen, she was unsure on if she would have anything to bring to the conversation, and she proved us all wrong. So
what I got out of that was
I'm the personality hire.
Yes. No, Bailey. Here's what I mean. Is like you bring something. You're going to be much more positive than we are about to be in the moment because I'm sure Dennis is about to lose his mind. You know it's a problem.
It's the third grade.
Fair enough. You know it's a problem when the Yankees had come out because if the Mets had come out, he's quitting. It's a problem.
It's getting real low over the eyebrows right now too. It's getting real.
He's got "Run This Town" by Jay-Z playing in the background. He's about to go off. But so we're going to Hubert first.
All right. Yeah, Andy out playing in the background. That's what's going right now.
I think that we played a good 80 minutes of soccer. Okay, maybe 75. Yeah, we'll call it 80% of a game.
Okay.
I don't know. I think those first minutes, like Bailey was saying, were actually not bad. First half was cagey, right? People just going back and forth, but definitely some positives that we could ride happily on. I do think it matters that we forced as many saves as we did. Chicago's keeper had a heck of a game. I think we cannot forget that fact. I think basically what happened is like what Martin Paz has been doing to teams the last couple of years for us. You know, they're putting up a decent attacking display and just getting blocked. Yeah. You know, we just happen to be on the other side of it this game, I think. And then
did you see the replay for the Musa offside?
Nope.
Have you seen it? Yeah, it was.
I have not.
Yeah, it was an offside. It was quite. Now here's the thing. As you guys have all said, I'm going to run down some stats and I'm going to send it
Marcus
to Dennis.
loves not letting us finish.
No, I'm going to give you all up. We have things to do. I'm going to run down some stats, and I guess Hubert has more to say. So shots, we were pretty even, 14-13 us. Shots on target, 7-6 them. Possession, 54% to 46 them. Passes, 500 to 430 for us. Passing accuracy, 88% for them, 85 for us. That's not great.
That's not great.
Yellow cards, 3 for them, none for us. Is that true?
That's right.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Offsides, 7 for them, 6 for us. That was the thing I noticed the most.
So much offsides.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what was going on there.
I think you could chalk some of that up to the weather. It was slippery out there. It was a little messy. I mean, it was cold. It was rainy.
I don't know. It seemed like they went through and were like, what am I focusing on to really call this game? And it was like, that was the one thing.
Yeah.
That does seem like a league-wide initiative, though. And we could probably extrapolate to a bigger sample size here, as they say in the data world. But I think we can. I think we're seeing a lot more offside this year.
Yeah. Well, I think. Hold on. I was telling Bailey that earlier. What I knew was an issue when the field ref called an offside, and I'm like, you can't do that. Like if the linesman doesn't do it, you can't tell.
It's a bold move.
Yeah, she was like, wait. I'm like, no, that was anyway. Hubert, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just got 2 more things. One of them was I really think that the main issues I was seeing in the back were marking and like staying with your man kind of issues, especially in the middle. I know Shaq lost his mark a few times, which is unfortunate. Just marking and staying with your man, I think, is what really killed us in those last few minutes. And I also don't understand why we're letting Musa continue to take penalty kicks.
Mm-hmm.
What is his record, though?
He's made one in his career, I think, right?
Not great, Bob.
Hasn't he only made one in his career?
Yeah, he took one last year, missed it. The goalkeeper was off the line. He retook it, made it. So it was only the one. So I mean,
no. But
no, he had another
only one he's ever made.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's correct because he had another one in Open Cup that he skied last year.
Penalty kick taker. I don't know why we're letting him take it. To be fair, that was a heck of a save.
Not really. Like that was just a leg trailing. It was
a good save, but it was a badly placed ball. If that ball was in a corner, that would. Yeah, that he would.
Okay, sure, but let me ask you this: Gianluigi Buffon wins the World Cup by blocking a penalty kick with his foot. Is that a good save or not?
Yes.
In the same
World Cup. Yeah. Fair enough.
Good save.
Anyway, that's it. I just don't know why we have Musa continuing to take the penalties.
I mean, Acosta had the ball, was walking back to take it, and Musa was standing there. He just tossed it to him, and I'm like, yeah, I see that they have a good like buddy relationship, but you're the captain. You're the guy we spent money on, not as much as we spent on Musa. That's your job to be like, no, right? Yeah. So, but we'll see. I think after this, he won't be taking any more at the end of the season for sure.
I love the Moose, but yeah.
Yeah. I think he was just hoping to go 3 for 3.
I mean, it would have been cool.
That would have been a hell of a start, right? But
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna give it to the Brooklyn native. No, I'm just kidding. New York's finest. What your opinion and breakdown of the game?
Backline needs a lot of work. Osaze looks really good, and he is in position more often than not. He is sliding over to cover gaps that are left behind by Ibiaga. He's covering gaps that are left by Farfan. And the gap on the right side between Shaq and Ibiaga is horrendous. There is no communication on that right side. And you know what? You can account a lot of this to the back line. You can account a lot of this to the holes in the midfield too, because the ball is getting right through the midfield. There is no midfield to slow it down. So these guys are out of position on the backside. But you know what? Let's say something that might sound a little controversial, but here we are 3 games into the season. Martin Paz has given up 7 goals.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not
7 goals in 3 games.
No, we're not,
buddy. I need you to save a couple of those.
He did. That's the thing. It could have been worse in a couple of.
How many saves did he have this game? How many saves did he have this game, Dennis? Do you have that?
Hold on.
I was just curious if you had the stats up.
Hubert, keep talking, and then we'll look them up.
Oh,
well, I was going to say, I think in general, and also I can hop in, right?
Yeah,
the Colorado game was a high-scoring game on both ends, and so when you look at that, I think sometimes it's about relativity, right? Like, yes, 7 goals, but also look at how many we've scored as well, and that's unusual for us in the past few years, right?
Yeah, to be fair.
So, I mean,
and I'm not saying Paz had 3 bad games, but he needs to stop a couple of those more coming in, and he needs to be in charge of that back line. And so what I saw at the first preseason game at home when we hosted Houston for the first preseason game, what I saw was Paz was calling that defense because it was wearing the captain's armband. He was calling it out of the back, and he was in charge of that backfield. He had the line working for him. He had the midfield working for him. He was calling the wings, and he was really in charge back there. I'm not seeing that out of him since he's passed the armband off to Lucho. And so if he's going to call the back, he needs to call the back. If not, somebody else needs to step up. And whether it be Osaze or Ibiaga, somebody needs to coordinate that back line. And frankly, maybe it's time to see what Abubakar can do. Maybe we need to give Ibi a day off and let's see what Lawless can do out there right now, because there is no cohesion. There is no coordination in the back there. And there are too many gaps. There are too many balls getting split through. And to the point, yes, there is no depth right now. There is a lot of missing pieces in the midfield. We'll see what this kid Kaique looks like if we slot him into a 6 role when he gets here. But he's young and he hasn't seen a lot of first team experience. There's a lot of hope for him. There's a lot of positivity, but I don't know where we go from here right now. We cannot continuously give up 3 goals a game, regardless of how many we score. We cannot win. You cannot win big giving up 3 goals a game.
I think
unless you're Brooklyn and can score, unless you're the Trinity and can score 6 at a time.
I do think there's a question too. When you look at our full roster and the amount of time they've had together, they're essentially playing their off-season games in the very beginning of the season right now, right? Sure. So I think one of the big questions is going to be, what does Eric Quill do to help with that cohesion when it's not a game situation? Because we can't wait till halfway through the season. We know the summer slump comes early. We can't wait until then to find that cohesion, because then it's too late.
And the schedule only gets tougher from here, right? The schedule gets tougher and tougher every week. We got Vancouver in town next week. We got to go out to Salt Lake City. Then we've got Kansas City at home, Atlanta, Seattle, Minnesota, Miami. This schedule gets tough, and the West is tough, and we've got some good Eastern teams we're playing this year too. Right, there's a stretch of the season. Let's look at July real quick.
Yeah, name one good Eastern team, okay?
That's true. The East is Miami, and that's about
right. Miami's. No, I do actually think we're playing some tough Eastern competition. I just,
yeah. So fortunately, like we have Miami and Cincinnati out of the East this year.
Yeah, good times.
And we have a run.
New York
City, May real quick.
Mm-hmm.
May real quick. We start May in San Diego. We come home and host Salt Lake. Then we host the Dynamo. Then we're in Seattle, at Cincinnati, and then Philly at home. That's a tough month for May. You know,
and then they go straight into Kansas City away, which is always hard for us.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they're trash, all things considered.
Fair enough.
The city
Kansas City's a nightmare.
Unfortunately for us, being bad is not a guarantee that we'll play well. So
yeah, it's like if we play Los Angeles on their best year ever, we're gonna beat them somehow.
Yeah,
just how it happens sometimes.
So I'm rewatching the goals here, and I'm gonna but my critique of the 2 goals that they scored, and yes, it was a penalty. We can get to that in a minute. It was a stupid play. Just run him to the sideline. I don't know.
Terrible.
I'm just.
I want to say this though. That's not the first time Ibeagha has dragged a guy down in the box on a play when he just could have rolled him right out.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Ibby? I thought it was Shaq.
No, that was Ibby. That was Ibby chasing him down. I'm like, just let him run to the. He's going out to the line. Let the line, which is my coach when I was playing a long time ago. That's an extra defender. You play them to the line.
Yeah. Did Ibby run him out to the side all the way from the middle? That was all the way from the middle of the field.
Yes,
right?
He had the ball was leading him that way. He was out of position. Just let him keep going. Okay. Wait for the defense to come in instead. And even if you're going to shoulder him, wait till you're out of the box to shoulder him. You don't shoulder him in the box. Yeah. Either way, that was a bad play. That was a bad play on Ibby's part. And I appreciate Dennis's self-control there, because he had things.
I think I was looking to ship him to Guam on Saturday night.
Yeah, pretty much.
You had a whole list of
it was basically every 4th tier of some small country.
You should have seen drunk Uncle Dennis last night or Saturday night after the game. So he was furious.
But yeah,
so he was getting CONCACAF on Saturday night.
Oh my god. Here's the thing. Ibby is a USL championship player who happened to be on LAFC when they won. So he's just going to be in the MLS now, which is fine. Or in MLS. Sorry, not the. My apologies, guys. Sorry.
Terrible. The MLS.
Wow. Yeah, the MLS. So on the first goal,
like Ohio State?
Farfan out of position, which is really, the Ohio State. Funny enough, this is what they're calling it now. It's the Miami FC in order to say that they're actually Miami. That's not going to work, guys.
The Fort Lauderdale FC?
Yeah, figure out a different marketing. Well, no, this is USL. Miami FC, not in it. So, which was great. I actually got these jerseys 3 for $60. So this was pretty awesome. This was like 2 or 3 seasons
ago. Do they come in adult sizes?
No. Kiddies only. Yeah. This actually is medium. If I get up, it's a crop top.
Got kids.
Yeah. Anyway, but first goal, Farfan got caught up. Asose, or Oz, as I think we said we're going to call him, got called out to the wing to try to cover it. Ball got crossed over. Shaq didn't cover his man. Tap in goal. I'm not going to put that on Martin Paz. That is. There's nothing you can really do about that. You just have to take that as like a good play on their part. Second goal, Ibby out of position. Farfan didn't react in time. That was actually a save by Paz, but he didn't push it wide enough. I'm going to blame that on the weather, because there were actually a few of those where he had to tap it away instead of catching it, which is what you would normally do with a shot, but the ball was wet. It was cold. I get it. You're going to try to push it away. He didn't do it well enough, and Farfan was ball watching. And again, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you expect them to do what they did. And then the last goal, Ibby foul, penalty. We all agree that was a penalty, correct? So that's how they got it. Yeah. So my only issue is, A, we didn't take our opportunities. B, we try to Jose Mourinho this bad boy at the 72nd minute. We don't have the defense to do that. We don't have the score and park the bus for 18 minutes kind of defense. And that was a problem. And then subs came in, and the subs aren't park the bus players either. So now that we talked about
not that it's their fault.
What do you mean? Oh, the subs? No.
Those players are just not built for that role.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, that's a roster construction issue, right? Yeah. We all thought what the issue was going into the offseason, right? We needed offense, we got that. We needed defense, we got one starter and then a 19-year-old that's untested, so we'll see. So, I mean, we're seeing the gaps that were there to begin with. But
and these are the gaps we talked about at the beginning of the season, and we knew they were there. But we're hoping to see some improvement by week 3. And again, we just got to hope these guys gel, and we hope this kid coming in, Kaike. We hope Kaike. Do you love me? No.
Oh my god!
And just for the record, by the way, we probably don't see him for at least another month, anyways. He's still got to get his visa and everything.
Yeah,
they supposedly he's about 2 weeks out from his visa.
Oh, that's insane. Okay,
that's all.
Yeah,
something.
The Hunts must be using those connections to speed up visas.
The Hunts don't use their connections for this.
Not
team.
for us, unless it was Pat Mahomes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm assuming they put the paperwork in a few weeks ago because that's when the rumors started swirling. So
probably,
hopefully.
But yeah, I mean, all things being equal, I think, and to be honest, I think we were more disappointed because we were all grumpy and drunk. But
it was also the home opener, right? Any loss on your home opener, we could have lost to the eventual champions at the home opener, and we would have been upset about it.
Yes,
I also think part of it was Brimstone Cup, right? When was the last time
at least for us,
Chicago?
Yeah.
It's one of those two. It's not
2022.
just winning your home opener, but it's the fact that game hadn't happened in Dallas since before COVID.
Yeah.
So there's multiple parts to it.
That's fair.
That being said,
this was the first opportunity to have Brimstone, Copa Teos since its creation, and El Capitano in one place at the same time, right? So
yeah. So we need to blame Tanner, who came to my perch and came too early and asking like, "Hey, we should meet on the field for the trophy celebration."
Mm-hmm.
What was he thinking?
Oh no, Tanner, why?
I don't know if you guys saw it was Instagram post or a tweet from Section 8. They were literally walking the trophy over to us.
Yeah.
When everything
they were told the
85th
minute, and I got a text that said, "So we're not coming over," and I just put my phone away.
You can go back and get your walking tacos. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, do we have anything else to say about this game, or just more
disappointing home opener? A lot of disappointment, a lot of energy. There's a lot of season left, lot to still be hopeful for the rest of the season, but this was a disappointing start to the home season.
Yeah,
I hope that. Hubert, go.
No, you go ahead, Bailey. It's all right.
Oh, I think I hope our coach is learning. I know that he's known for second half wins, but I think if he's going to try to pull that off in MLS, he's going to have to figure out what the roster looks like to support that. And I think some of these guys who had their spots because they were on the team last year, they need to feel some heat. So I really hope that in the upcoming weeks in training and whatnot, that there is pressure on whether or not they get the starts.
For me, Quill clearly knows where the weaknesses are and where the problems are on the roster. You can listen to his press conference. He's not hiding his feelings on things. And, I'm happy to have a coach that just straight up is telling us things, which is exciting. But he knows where the holes are. And I have a lot of hope for him picking the right players at the right times. Just the fact that he was willing to pretty much bench Bernie right away and try to play him in a different role. That was a pretty big move as far as I'm concerned. But moreover on the game, I don't really think it mattered how many goals we necessarily let in. Like, we lost for reasons that we can all point out. Like, all the goals felt like they were the same reasons.
Yeah.
Could have been 6-1, could have been 2-1. It's still, we know what the problems are, and hopefully they improve.
Yeah, I think we got lucky in the first game with a
maybe
non-call, quote unquote. In the second game, we showed some fortitude, some winning mentality. We came back 3-3, and in this game, I think the flaws actually showed up. So
and look, the team didn't quit, which was awesome.
No.
They were trying until that whistle blew.
Yeah. This is not a criticism of any individual player. Well, not on you guys' part. I have one particular player I'm criticizing heavily, and I have been since. It's infuriating because I can see the flaws, and I'm not a professional, so I know they can see it. But if it's so ingrained in your game that you can't change it, right? Then we have to change you. You have to move. We have to do something else. That said, they do have the opportunity this weekend on the 15th to make up for it. We're home again against Vancouver, who is not.
They've got a midweek game, right?
Yes. They're still in CONCACAF, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are number 1 in the West. Okay, that's not great.
Yeah.
They are
I mean, they're
undefeated
there
right
for the
now
taking,
in
though. Let's see what
MLS.
happens.
Yeah, they are 3 wins, 8-4, 2 against, 9 points. All right.
One last thing I will say about this week, and look, this was disappointing. This sucked, right? It sucked to stand out in the rain and watch that, right? We had a great time. We had a great time leading up to it, and it was a great party. The energy was higher than I think it's been in a long time around this club, and it still should be, right? One bad loss doesn't negate all the good that's going on, right? But one of the things that really has my attention for the rest of this season is how Quill reacted to it in the press conference, post-game presser. Quill came out. He apologized, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but he apologized. He said that the fans didn't deserve this, and he finished that quote with, "I can promise this won't happen again." Now, I know he can't promise that we'll never lose at home again, and he can't promise that we're never going to give up a lead again. But the fact that he went out there, addressed it, made a statement about it, and took ownership of it was more than we've seen from anybody in leadership at this club in at least a decade.
I mean, Poppy was Poppy. He didn't mince words for sure.
Yeah, I would say Poppy had that vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's still a long time ago.
Yeah, everyone after him was, So,
and I would argue, right, and this is something that I said because I like Eric Quill because he used to play for us. Him and Poppy come from the same breed when it comes for that. And so I think they feel like they do owe the fans and the supporters those explanations because they're tied to this community a little bit tighter than other people who have come in between them. So
it feels like they respect us some, at least, which is nice.
Okay. In all honesty,
maybe not you personally.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I met him once.
Yeah, nice guy. No, I've met him. Great, nice guy, good coach. I think when it said they were doing a manager search, I think we all hope the Hunts would have larger ambitions, but we know the Hunts, so we kind of all knew it was going to be him. That said, he's given this opportunity, and I think he's more than good enough to put in a good shift. So, Vancouver next week, tailgate again, same place, same bad time, same bad channel. There you go.
High of 67.
Hey, that'll be good.
Oh, there we go.
Not raining, I hope. We'll see.
3% chance of rain right now.
One more thing to say about Vancouver, too. I know they're first in the West, but they haven't played a good team yet this season. They beat Montreal last place.
Is that going to change this
in the East? They beat LA Galaxy, last place in the West.
Yes.
They beat Portland, number 12 in the West. So we got a shot.
Okay.
Positivity.
All right.
This is what happens when you go to a Trinity game and watch a team score 6 goals. You come back all positive.
Yeah. But no, it'll be great. I think at home we're better than most. So even if Vancouver's on a winning streak, I think we still have we have more than a puncher's chance playing at home, especially with this offense, right? The more they play with better weather, and that's, to be honest, I think that was another. I'm not going to say Chicago's better at playing in that weather, but maybe they were, because we faded. Like the fact that we let 3 goals in 10 minutes is
certainly felt like a fade. Yeah,
it was. That made no sense to me. Like how we were playing well enough, everyone was doing their job, and then in 10 minutes we have Farfan going on walkabout for twice, and Ibi saying, what's a penalty? But I'm hoping the weather played a large enough role that we can change that come this Saturday.
Bring on the Whitecaps.
Fair enough.
You want to do any predictions for that, or just let it happen?
Go for it.
I'm hoping for a tie. I think Musa will get one.
You think like a 1-goal tie, or what are you thinking?
I'm thinking 2-2. I think Farrington, Musa, and Acosta are more than good enough to bang one in each. Julio's been really strong. He's been giving us that verticality, which we really desperately needed. So it's just a matter of the midfield doing what they need to do. So, but I think a tie. I think 2-2 is more than reasonable. But we have to score first. And now that I've seen this game, I want the game to kind of go the same way. 0-0 up until the 80th minute. We bang one in and then park the bus. because I think we can do that for 10 minutes, not for 18, but for 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
And whoever had the bet that we were going to play 3 in the back at one point, they did that for like 7 minutes. That was an interesting.
I don't ever want to see 3 at the back in Frisco again. Ever.
It was just like, oh wait, is that 3 in the back? That's not a good idea. But they were going for it. They're attempting to come back, so you have to take a defensive player off, and we all know that. So, but anyways, great weekend. This is what we've been all working for all season. Obviously, 24 hours, our biggest event. Everybody showed up, showed out.
We can mail it in from here on out.
Facts. I'm telling you, just show up. That's all we need to do from here on. Tanner did send me a note that we need to handle the parking situation a little better. So we're gonna have to let our members know. It's not our members.
4-hour is kind of the exception to the weird parking situation.
Yeah. There's a lot of double trip, that's not allowed. So
and by the way, for the record, Dallas Trinity played 3 at the back and scored 6 goals. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's not Frisco. That's Dallas. That is Dallas.
If we played in the Cotton Bowl, we could score 6 easily.
Oh, it's a Frisco problem. Got it.
It's a Frisco problem. Yeah. It's the altitude.
Fair enough. Well, gentlemen, I want us to
and lady
up for I'm saying us. We are.
I saw her face.
Fair enough.
Right.
No. We are going to thank Miss Brown here for coming by, and I actually forgot it was spring break because I was like, wait, you'll be at work when we normally do this, but you were off, so that was beautiful for us, and we want to thank you, Miss President Emeritus, for joining us. And
Thank
it was
you
really
for
awesome.
having me.
Yeah, we appreciate your insights.
We back anytime.
Yeah, I personally. Yeah, fair enough. I personally like hearing my own voice, but not that much. So,
shocking. Did anybody know that? Did anybody know that about Marcus, that he likes the sound of his own voice?
That's not true, because as Hubert pointed out, when I showed up at the tailgate that morning, I didn't say a word.
Yeah, dude, you were so
for like 30 minutes.
Right over to the grill.
You were just
the grill.
Yeah, I was highly annoyed, and that's a me issue. And instead of saying it to anyone, I just made an.
I don't think you even acknowledged Farrington.
I'm gonna argue that.
No, I did. He came over and got coffee, so we were.
It was not just a you issue. Our tent nearly blew away in the night.
Yeah.
And all our stuff got soaked.
Yeah. So yeah, but I know myself, so sometimes it's better to say nothing. You know what? What didn't all our moms say that? If you don't have anything nice to say nothing.
I don't know that my mom taught me that. But.
Which is why I'm not going to say anything about Farrington.
Yeah, my mom said say it and then put those fists up. So
fair enough.
Mom said you can say it, but throw hands.
That's what
Marcus knows my mom. It checks out.
Facts, right? It's basically LL Cool J's mom. Mama said knock you out. I don't know what to tell you. We got a problem. But anyways, yes. So thank you, Ms. Brown. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Hubert. Any closing statements you guys have before we get out of here?
Play Lalas.
So next events, tailgate this weekend, Vancouver, March 15th, Red Lot. We're going to be in the same spot. Come on out. Come enjoy a beverage with us.
Do you have anything to say about those jerseys yet, or
what about them? Oh yeah, again. So the reason they didn't really sell, because we didn't have any of the merch really out because they got soaked. But these are for sale, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 signed jerseys with Lucho, Musa, and the OG homegrown. Hopefully I'm wrong, but probably one of the last greats that we have coming out of our own academy. Victor
whoa. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, who else played with Missy? Nobody. So that's what I'm saying. Just get it right. Put some respect on my name. Obviously that's not true. FC Dallas Academy is world class, and I think we all know that. It's the one thing keeping the lights on in this building, if we're completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then next home Trinity game was what was that again?
April 2nd.
April 2nd. All right, so those are our next 2 events. Come on out, support the guys and gals of DFW soccer community. For now, anyway, until we have 7 teams, because apparently 2 more are on their way. But for now, let's focus on those 2. And 3 more points this weekend.
Let's do it. 3, 4.
Show us your la-las.